Hey guys, welcome back. I've been getting this feeling for whoever this is going to be. I feel as though there is a divine feminine collective out there. It's as though something surrounds you, as though there has been this energy that wants to egg you on, stress you out, try to lower your vibration. And if this is you, it could be physical circumstances, the people that you've been talking to, but for some of you, you could be hanging out solo, or in some ways, even if you are interacting with other people around you, just going about your business, it's still as though this energy could be hanging on. I will say right off the bat, I know there's a reading in here for you. But it's going to be so important. If you don't listen to anything else that I say, you must relax. Whatever this energy is, it's competitive to make you believe that if you let go, you lose. And this is a complete lie. We do have the card of summer, and where I'm at, it is summertime. It's actually finally hot outside for the first time. So it's as though wherever it is you are in the world, it's like the environment has suddenly shifted. So I'm going to go ahead and cut and see what this oracle wants to talk to you guys about today. Unfurl. Have you met all of yourself? Divine feminine is being tested at this time. It's as though the very pure consciousness of who divine feminine is supposed to be, it's not even so much that the DF is, yeah, it's not even so much that the divine feminine is being overtly attacked, but there's something within your shadow that is trying to come up to the surface. Your guides are trying to talk you through something that has been rooted within your subconscious. So what do we have up here? Seeds. Plant your intentions. Cactus. Adapt and thrive. Ooh, patience. It's okay to take time to flourish. Harvest. Celebrate your fruits. And family, we are stronger together. Yeah, it sounds like you've already planted some seeds, you've already planted some very profound intentions. And I feel as though some of these good intentions have finally taken root. I have a warning though, and it's this feeling as though there are still some weeds in the garden. You've planted, you've already gone ahead and, put in whatever seed you were intending to put into the ground. But because, we had that card of summer, things are growing, things are presenting itself, and you're going to be asked to start. It's biblical, the wheat from the chaff, because while all your hard work is starting to show some fruition, it's that initial budding that's happening. It's coming up to the surface, and it's a very exciting time when you put that trust in that seed that's been sitting in the darkness for so long. You water it, you take care of it, but there's always this fear. What if it doesn't show up? And that can cause a lot of stress. But you're also going to be getting weeds coming up to the surface, stuff that you haven't had the state of mind to take care of, or maybe you didn't even know there was a problem in the first place. For those of you who are members of the Patreon community, I just launched today a new healing Reiki meditation video as a part of the self-love activation series. Check your emails to make sure that you got it. And if you are interested in this particular meditation, I will leave a copy of the link below for you to check out. You can either join monthly or you can do a one-time donation to access this video. But it's called I Express Myself Lovingly. This is a truth activation, especially one that has been governed by Archangel Michael. There's something about the divine feminine that has not been seen yet. A past version of you would have I don't know, just giving you a lot of shit about forgetting something important. Like you hear the tone of my voice. It's this distortion that needs to be taken care of. So I want to have a look at what it is that you think is going on. We'll also have a look at what the fuck you think. Well, yeah, we'll look at what you think is going on. We'll have a look at what is actually going on. We'll ask your guides where it is that you can just release. And I said right off the bat, if you recall at the beginning of this video, rest is releasing. This is almost Passover energy. Even though we're not really in Easter, we're going into a different eclipse season. Easter is that spring eclipse energy, but we're going into fall time double eclipse energy, and I believe both are in Virgo. So we're also going to have a look at where you can focus and what's the potential final outcome, because the way that you have created roots for yourself when it comes to family, friendship, living your life on your own terms, and also just realizing who is actually going to be compatible with your new life. Because these proverbial weeds, as I continue to shuffle, this could show up as people who they are very needy and they don't know how to take care of themselves and they're hyper dependent on you. And unless you're their legal guardian, it's one of these things where it's not my job to be your mother. There's going to be some ask within here. Is it your job to be someone's mom? Is it your job to be someone's dad? If the answer is yes, you can still have some healthy boundaries. But the way that certain people that you used to consider a friend, you might start noticing how your attitude and your perception of them has changed. Here's the thing, I don't think you're being judgmental, but there's going to be aversion with you. Just sort of this very subconscious idea that maybe you're being judgmental because you're not accepting them for who they are. You are accepting them for who they are. However, you need to recognize that they have trauma and you're not qualified or incentivized to help them out. So at the base, before we talk about being left out and no one to help out, we do have the Five of Swords. This is Five of Pentacles. You're entering into a brand new timeline and we have to make you look pristine. It's just sort of like there's this glow up potential. Like the real version of you is actively evolving. Like for those of you who I'm trying to remember which channeled message it was. I believe it was the full moon in Aquarius reading. If you haven't seen it, I do highly recommend that you check it out. But there is this message in there. In 6 months, people are not going to recognize it, who it is that you are, whether if you are physically going through a transformation. But I think a lot of it is just how you interact with people. Because some of these needy individuals, again, you can have compassion for them, but also recognize it's not my job to be your mom. It's not my job to be source. It's not my job to be your go-to for everything. It's not my job to be your be all and end all. Like having that really healthy boundary, because I like this. What started off as poverty and being left out in the cold, you're entering into a timeline of celebration, and you have people who unfortunately will not be able to adapt and thrive with you. It feels weird right now. It requires a lot of patience. You're still getting to know yourself. You know the version of you who has tolerated other people's bad behavior or tolerated other people's trauma. This could be from people pleasing. This could also stem from depression. Like, this could also manifest, you're suddenly getting over depression. And one of the ways that depression manifests is through anger, frustration, hostilities. And it's as though you're going to interact with people who you're accustomed to being hostile with. But there's this sort of sweet surrender that I feel from your energy. What the fuck do you think is going on? Queen of Stars. I really feel as though this is I'm hearing generation and elevation. Like, I think you're actually putting a lot of faith in yourself at this time. Like, this is really standing in your Empress energy, standing within your queen-like energy. And if you're a dude, it's going to be so important at this time that you don't allow any kind of stereotypes around your femininity to hold you back, because unfortunately for whoever that energy it belongs to, a lot of people have doubted you, or they really felt as though you could have been a doormat. Like, I know it sounds mean, but it's one of those things where, okay, I have to hear it out loud. It is what it is. Okay, so say we all. But what the fuck is actually going on? Eight of Wands, you're going through change. Look how fast this change is. And I really feel as though you do have some kind of guardian angel energy that is surrounding you at this time. Let me check the angels right here, but we do have Archangel Mallory, who's protecting Divine Feminine at this time. Like, this isn't so much guidance. This is defending you. Like, I know it's not the Seven of Wands, but the way that I'm seeing it, it's as though Divine Feminine's looking into the past and realizing, how dare you? How dare you take advantage of me? How dare you not see my value? Like, this is a genuine, like, hell hath no fury like a woman's scorn. And it's extra juicy, again, if you self-identify as a dude. Yeah, it's time to let go, prepare for change. You are actually going through a huge rebirth cycle. And it feels unusual because, again, you used to conform yourself to please other people, but now that these people, they're going to be leaving your life, it just feels sort of like a natural transition out. If you haven't pushed them out, they're just going to disappear, lose interest, or if anything, they'll still be around, but it's though you're not as sweet anymore. Like, you're gonna get some really interesting remarks from people, but your vibration's gonna be so high, and I just got a ping in my right ear. Your vibration is gonna be elevated so high that when you hear them say the passive aggressive remark, your body's just gonna be neutral, and you're like, oh, oh, yeah, I can see why you'd think that. But I also want to note here, there's this beautiful childlike energy, and I really feel as though this protection is coming from your ancestors, the ones that have been cheering you on, and many of them talking to you to say, please learn from my mistakes. Please learn from the mistakes of my children. Please learn from the mistakes of the society I had to be in. If you've been in your imagination, reliving the most unusual stories. A lot of that is your past life energy that has been suppressed, finding a way to express itself. Like I was saying with that Reiki video I was talking about earlier for the Patreon members, this is, I express myself lovingly. And when you express yourself lovingly, especially when we're trying to heal the throat chakra, you're going to get so much better at communicating. And if you want to check out the video, like what it'll do is teach you to feel okay with speaking your truth. And you will get some light codes within there so that the next time you interact with somebody where you're been a little bit uncomfortable holding space for yourself and asking for what it is that you need, or ask for the boundary, that particular healing will be able to help you feel more confident and find the words, because there's celebration here. There's a lot to celebrate. What's underneath? Let's have a quick look. Page of Crystals. It's as though one simple conversation is going to change everything. So where is it that you can let go of? Queen of Wands. Oh, this is so cool. Like in a lot of ways, the Queen of Wands is an archetype that gets angry and frustrated when things don't go her way. But some of the messages I have been channeling lately, I like, even I for myself as berries, I've always talked about how love and hate are the same frequency, but I've been diving into some new approaches to spiritual psychology, and I believe it's Dr. David R. Hawkins and his level of consciousness chart. I've been learning a lot more about his theories, but he talks about, if you're in the state of love, this is kind of societal's idea of love, movies, even the way that maybe you have experienced love and loving relationships. If the relationship goes sour and there's hatred and resentment, frustration, what felt as though it was harmonious suddenly becomes competition. That was actually never love in the first place. It was pride. And it's kind of important for you to kind of look at that for a minute. where it's like, well, of course I love that person. But when you have that obsession, when you have any kind of possessiveness, even well-meaning, it's just sort of like you have a friend and you're very defensive about them, but you kind of end up turning into that mom where nobody is good enough for your friend. It's that sort of feeling. This Queen of Wands is the version of you that didn't realize that you were behaving in certain ways that weren't loving in the first place. We can go all day long blame shifting on how other people didn't love us properly or how we loved them so much and they didn't get the clue. First of all, you're not wrong. But on the other hand, what aspects of these sticky relationships, the ones that you just keep coming back to, the ones where you have to have the final word, the ones where you have to have things a certain way, that's our ego really trying to govern the narrative. But recognizing and coming back down to earth is going to be so important for whichever divine feminine needs to hear this, because there's something about whether if it's a twin flame, an ex, a family member, because we do have family over here, you're going to reap what you've sown, because you're going to start realizing, even just after this channeling, you're going to start noticing how certain friends and certain loved ones, are you acting out of pride? Are they acting out of pride? Or is it pure love? Because if it's pure love, I feel so biblical today. It's like, love is patient, love is kind, it does not boast. Love is continuous, it's steadfast. It's actually very earth energy, which I think I'd grab the Queen of Wands. Oh, something got flipped. That's what it is. What you thought was supposed to be your power was, and what you thought was supposed to be love was actually pride and maybe a little bit of greed. It's kind of up to you to decide what emotions these could be, because Archangel Michael, along with Azrael, are part of this message. Just to remind you, if you're honest with yourself, then you can be honest with the world around you, because you're being gifted a chance to ask for what it is you truly want. You're being given this opportunity to, again, harvest the fruits of your labor, but you need to weed it out. You need to take out the weeds. They're showing up, and that's a good thing, because the last thing you want is having any kind of invasive species in your garden bed or the flower bed that doesn't crop up to the surface, because it could choke things out from underneath the surface, and you may never even had known why your entire plant, like all your plants died. Maybe you didn't understand why all these proverbial plants died. Maybe you blamed yourself. But really what happened was that the weeds never had a chance to come up to the surface. Something stayed underneath the ground. I'm hearing this wasn't your fault. There's actually something that was hidden from you. I don't know if it was hidden because I have this image of the moon. Let's see here. Like, where can you focus? King of Stars. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. You're doing the right thing. Okay. If you're able to look at your relationships honestly, because right here I have a divine couple. If you can let go of this aspect of who it is that you have behaved in the past, not who you are now, but understanding and recognizing with openness the person who you used to be, because you need to put that aspect of you to bed, because you have something solid incoming. Going back to the weeds where it felt like there's something going on underneath the surface that you couldn't see, it's prevented you from accessing the ability to magnetize this in a king queen energy. This could also be your inner unity, your ability to be receptive, kind, nurturing, taking care of those who are important in your life, and starting to make more practical plans, feeling way more established. Because in some ways, you don't want to get into a relationship while you're still hyperactive. The Queen of Wands, when she's unwell, should not be getting into relationships, especially with the King of Wands, because their egos get in the way. They start becoming competitive with each other. And while both of them are trying to be seen, they end up getting angry at each other, antagonistic. Start becoming negative. Wherever it is that you are at, you're bringing in this partnership. Again, the partnership from within manifests throughout. You are bringing somebody brand new into your life, but you have to have that solid foundation first internally, because again, you still have weeds that need to be removed. There's still aspects about yourself that you still need to get to know. As you are able to just acknowledge that things are moving forward, you still need to be patient, mostly with yourself, realizing as you are harvesting the fruits of your labor, knowing that at least they're showing the weeds. At least I can see it for what it is. At least somebody stood up. At least somebody spoke up. At least I see it for what it is. How are you going to feel at the end of all of this? The sun. Like, there's a lot for you to start looking forward to. And this gets to be on your own terms. You're just being asked at this time. It's okay when the bad shit shows up. Just remove it. Just acknowledge it. Be neutral and loving towards yourself. Because if love is stabilizing, it means that unconditional love brings joy, prosperity, and abundance. Wow. Well, I think that's the message. Whoever it is that you are, I really hope that this found you. Thank you again so much for sticking around. If you need any grander clarity, you are more than welcome to book a private reading with me, or you can commission your own personalized tarot video. Otherwise, subscribe. Let me know what you might have thought. Otherwise, wow, when I see you at the next one, I'm wishing you peace, love, and all the berries.